Hi, Andreas. Thank you for joining us today. Andreas is CIO of SmartStream, who leads the Innovation Lab and responsible for innovations. The Innovation Lab works with Tier 1 banks on selected use cases to optimize their workflows using AI and machine learning. So last year you announced SmartStream Air, the company's first AI solution. So tell us about the exciting news for this year's CYBOS from the Innovation Lab.
So last year, as you said, we announced the version 1 of Air. Air is our reconciliation product on the cloud. It can be easily subscribed to, and it's specifically made for financial institutions and banks to reconcile their data. And we have introduced a lot of AI and machine learning technology last year. It allows auto-configuring certain scenarios. So it's really, it reduced the setup of a data integrity workflow from weeks or hours to seconds by using AI. This year we have launched version 2. Version 2 has a new AI component. I'm coming to that in a minute, but it's also more clever in a way that it can automatically configure more scenarios. It works on tougher data sets. And that's also quite important. We have the PCI DSS certificate. So we can safely and securely compute payment messages. So we now have a certificate which proves that we act in a very safe and secure cloud environment. So Air version 2 is very much about getting it safer, more secure, and optimizing workflows even more by using SmartStream Affinity, which is our latest AI component.
With firms looking to improve automation to have greater control of risk and costs, how much easier is it for them to access these technologies?
You can say that we are a software vendor, right? SmartStream has more than 2,000 banks as clients. So what our focus really is to deliver replicable results to all our clients. And there's, at the moment, if you look at the industry, there are two AI and machine learning projects. The first one is banks or financial institutions, they do their own projects. That's quite costly and in the long run not really sustainable because the software is getting also eventually old, or they subscribe to standard products like we give them. The benefit is they can immediately benefit from our technology. We constantly are innovating, so we keep it up to date, and they get with each version a new software product. So by using a subscription, it's much safer and less risk to run such a technology project, we believe.
Could you tell us what are the challenges financial institutions face when it comes to operational data management today, and why is it so important to implement controls?
Yeah, that's a very difficult situation at the moment, because if you look at financial institutions, they have a huge amount of data, right? And the data is stored very fragmented, typically in their environments. So it's quite hard for them to check inconsistencies between data and see whether their data is reliable. So at the moment there's a shift. The industry is shifting from decentralized storages to centralized data technologies like Hadoop or document stores or data lakes. And it's really essential that they have full control over what is stored there, because in the end it's so important to find disputes right away. So if they store their data in the data lake and there's some inconsistency between different products, they need to be alerted right away. So, and that is where SmartStream Air comes in. SmartStream Air is specifically tailored with its AI capabilities to monitor different systems, to see whether it's consistent. And with Affinity, that's our latest AI capability, it does observational learning, which means it will, once, if there is a break, it will observe how a user looks at those two systems and tries to resolve and identify the problems in the data sets. And once the AI feels confident that it understands how user resolve the problems or look for the problems, it can help the users and provide suggestions to them. So it's a bit like a suggestion system we are used from Netflix or from Amazon, where it recommends how you look the next video, or you buy another product. What Affinity really does is it will recommend to users what records to look next, where it expects to see problems, and therefore it's making users much more efficient and more cost effective.
Tell us more about how SmartStream's other business units are benefiting from the Innovation Lab's groundbreaking work.
So in the Innovation Lab, we have a lot of AI components in the meanwhile. We have a whole library of AI components, and they are specifically tailored to the financial services industry. And I think the real thing is that once you have those libraries and you understand how to apply them in different scenarios, that's when it's very nice to integrate them into the products. So we use the same component we use for our cash and liquidity solution, where we predict settlement times and make it easier for cash and liquidity managers to predict the forecast. The same component we use in our rec systems to identify how long it will take to close an exception. It's a component that, based on data, it can estimate a date or point in time. And so we have other components, like components that can find relationships between financial transactions and can identify related transactions. Or we have components that can auto-configure rules. So we now have a couple of components that are being integrated in all our software products. And because they are used at so many ends and for so many purposes, it makes our SmartStream products quite efficient and effective.
So what are the latest developments we can expect from the Innovation Lab?
Yeah, so in the Innovation Lab, we have researchers that are continuously working with our partnering clients and trying to find more use cases. So I think what we can expect is that with SmartStream Affinity, we just starting to see the many use cases that we can approach. So we have used it in POCs, which gave us a phenomenal cost reduction, and it boosted matching rates significantly. And now another interesting thing will be to apply it to different banks, into different workflows, and see whether we optimize it more, we can optimize it more, or what result it brings in different scenarios. So I think our mission in the lab is always to deliver, excellent software products to our clients, to make workflows leaner and more smart. And in the financial services industry, I think we are just at the very beginning to see what machine learning and AI can do for us.
Due to global pandemic, CYBOS is held virtually this year. Could you please briefly comment what SmartStream expects from this year's event, and what are the hot topics that will be raised during the online sessions? So
CYBOS this year is a very special CYBOS. It is virtual, and which has a lot of benefits too, right? We can reach more people at that CYBOS. Also, the times when CYBOS is very much the local time. So it's very convenient for people. What we see from SmartStream is we see a lot of interest in our software products. I'm quite busy showing demos on different data sets of how we apply machine learning and AI to that. And I looked at some of the sessions. It's also interesting to see that I mean, a lot is being spoken about COVID-19 and how it changes the industry, and of course it does. The industry is becoming more and more virtualized. So cloud is a big subject. I think COVID has progressed the movement to the cloud rapidly. We also see that in our managed service offering that there's more demand at the moment. So there are a lot of interesting sessions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.